it's amazing. Like people have come out of nowhere. It's like people are really amassing here.
Like a bypasser.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice to see. Okay.
Squash soup tonight, guys. Squash soup.
It was extremely creamy, but also kind of.
Check! Mic check! 5 o'clock! Sound! It's being served! Our amazing support group is going to hold out and make the physical barriers so the police have been unobstructed for our children.
Fighting for our children.
Fighting for our children.
From education. From education. Not incarceration.
Not incarceration.
Mike check.
Mic check. Mic check.
I went to college
I went to college. I went to college.
and graduated with honors.
And graduated with honors.
Graduated with honors.
I have no benefits.
I have no benefits. I have no benefits.
3 part-time jobs.
3 part-time jobs. 3 part-time jobs.
And $50,000 of student loans.
And $50,000 of student loans. $50,000 of student loans.
Screw that! I'm protesting.
Screw that! I'm protesting.
Do you think this moment will actually build this movement's power instead of deflating it?
I hope so. I mean, I think like when something like this happens and people feel like there's something to defend, that brings a lot of folks together. And obviously, all of these people weren't going to be here tonight if this wasn't happening. So yeah, I hope so.
I think the showing tonight of all the support that's come together from folks all around Philadelphia is tremendous. And that if it says nothing else to the people in Philadelphia, it tells them to listen more closely because you haven't heard the truth yet about what's going on down here at Occupy Philly. It's real clear the city has its own agenda. They want to clear the plaza and put an ice rink of all things down here. For who? Black kids that don't even want to come downtown anymore. So who's going to be skating on this? I think that this is tremendous today, and that people all over Philadelphia should be trying to weigh in and trying to figure out why they should be down here with us too.
Do you want to say a few words about, were you referencing the curfew about my sign? Black youth not wanting to come to the center city?
I think the whole curfew law is backwards, and that it speaks once again to people who are afraid of their own young people. I mean, you know, I've read some of the materials and heard people talk about it. I can't think of a gang of young black kids that don't spend money. So it's clearly that they don't come downtown and just raise hell and don't spend money. They spend money everywhere they go. I got a couple of kids that are young adults now. I can tell you they spend money. And so I find it really crazy. And I got some real concerns about how they use Homeland Security and the police department to just criminalize young people for just being young people. You know, if the city wants to do something, open all the libraries, open the recreation centers, invest your money in things that young people can get involved in, and don't make the only thing that you can come up with ice rink on the plaza to get rid of Occupy Philly.
Do you feel that this moment will help us build the movement, or do you feel like, how do you feel about what's next for Occupy Philly?
Okay, I'm being optimistic. I feel as though it is going to help build the movement. I hope it does. And it should, especially for Philadelphia, which has a history of movements, especially starting with the church. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this will eventually get attention and build momentum.
Should be done with that momentum.
Occupy the hood.
What does that mean for you and the people you're working with?
Two things. One, we can go into the black community, the brown community, the hood, and occupy like the school district, the schools, the corner stores, the corners where the drug dealers are, and just occupy that. You know, occupy buildings, where people have been evicted, abandoned homes, and occupy that and rebuild that up. And it also means occupy the hood means that we're involved. That what's going on affects the hood more so, well, just as bad as the middle class, as Wall Street and all of that stuff. So, yeah.
They send their money where they want. They send their shit to sell. They send their shit to sell where they want. Meanwhile, people die. walking across deserts, swimming and sailing across oceans, climbing fences, in the backs of trucks, so they can feed their families. No more borders.
For mentally ill Americans, everything is scary.
For mentally ill Americans, everything is scary.
I am afraid every minute of my life.
I am afraid every minute of my life.
And I'm sick of it.
And I'm sick of it.
I want to live in a world where all decisions are made democratically. And where soldiers refuse to fight wars. And where love prevails over evil. And justice over oppression. And it's hard. Because we all have our own isms. As we've learned. But we're learning. And we're getting better. And we're teaching lots and lots of people. And we're part of a global movement. And this movement is young. It's in its infancy. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. And I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Check. This Thanksgiving, a relative asked me sarcastically why I occupy. In this country, 50 million people can't see a doctor when they're sick. 40 million people can't find a full-time job. 15 million houses are underwater. I want to live in a world where no one asks me that question.
One thing that I think is unquestionable is the conversation that's begun between so many individuals gathered here and those who have watched us on live stream and read about us on Facebook and the outreach we're doing to faith communities and other communities. They personally as individuals already are changed.
What do you think this space should be used for? I mean, we're at City Hall.
We're protesting or gathering for civic peaceful discussion and commitment to a conversation about how to create a world that's built on a premise of people instead of a premise of profit here at City Hall at Dilworth Plaza. We get a lot of flack for refusing to move. Just want to make it perfectly clear, we've applied for the permits to move. They denied our permit. They gave a permit to Reasonable Solutions. They would not, in the drafted permit they offered to us, we would have to establish a payment plan to cover the price of cops. If we can't afford food, if we can't afford water, I don't think I can afford to pay cops, even though cops sometimes do good things and deserve to be paid for the good things they do. Other things that I didn't quite like about the permit the city drafted was we were only allowed to have a 10-foot by 10-foot structure that had to be taken up and put down and taken up every day. It would only be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. It would only be till December 20th and could be renewed at will by the city and based on how we act or whatever. The permit refused to let us have food. Even concerts have food. Poetry readings have food. Kickball games, baseball games have food. I kind of want food. The project that's going to begin here at Dilworth Plaza is a construction project to convert this public land into a weird mix of privately owned and publicly owned land for 30 years. And I'm afraid that it won't go back to public land after those 30 years. I mean, all we're doing is standing around in a public square. I don't really see what the issue with that is. I'm not in my tent. No one is in their tent. All the tents are empty. So if you want to come, here we are.
Freedom, change your mind.